Hello folks, I'm Qing. Today I'm going to give you a short introduction on lake restoration. In another word, how could we cure sick lakes under the challenges of climate change?
As we all know, lakes are good friends of humans and provide us with important ecosystem services such as fishing, surfing, and swimming, and we even need drinking water from them. However, it can be served only when the lake is clean and healthy. Many lakes are currently sick or facing challenges of climate change, and they need our help. How do sick lakes look like? Intuitively, they look turbid, smell disgusting, look like a bowl of soup, and they are even toxic. So how and why do lakes become sick? In this story, a microorganism in the water called phytoplankton acts as bad guy. In a healthy lake, we have only limited bad guys in the water, and they are under control by what a policeman called zooplankton. Our good men are aquatic plants settling in the water bottoms, receive enough light and dominate the healthy lake. However, in a context of global warming, this story might change. Extreme events such as extreme rains and heat wave might break the balance by inputting a huge amount of the bad guys' food called nutrients into water. Having excessive foods, the bad guys bloom and dominate on the water surface, blocking the light into water column. The plants are dead due to a lack of light. Fishes in the water act as sidekick evil, exceeding bad guys' bloom by reducing the number of policemen and by releasing the required foods from the sediment. Consequently, the water turns into a turbid state. Another fancy name of this process is called eutrophication. So what we can do to help the sick lake? The first step that everyone, including you, could help is to stop feeding dogs to prevent the further inputs of the bad guys' food into the lake. And keep distance from the sick lake. They need time and space for recovery. Subsequently, the experts will take a series of treatments for lake restoration, like flushing of the lake to remove both of the bad guys and their foods in the water column out of the lake. We could also add some specific chemical medicines to kill the bad guys, or some biological techniques like fish stock management to reduce the number of sidekick evil fish and consequently to increase the number of policemen. Or the stocking of mussel, regarded as special forces, could also be utilized to help reducing the quantities of bad guys. You might realize that the methods introduced so far are all targeting the bad guys directly, but you could also realize the removal of bad guys indirectly by reducing their food nutrients. For instance, in engineering technique, dredging could remove the nutrient-enriched sediments. Or, in geoengineering tool, some metal compounds could lock the nutrients into the sediment. As a result, the phytoplankton growth are mitigated in a low-nutrient environment. So which method do you think is the best? Many scientists found that the lake restored by the last measure can stay healthy longer, because they can cut down the nutrient supply from the sediment. But in the real world, the experts often combine different measures to realize a most effective measurement. Eventually, our sick lakes could recover and become healthy again. The water switches back into the previous clear state with increased light, and consequently, the aquatic plants come back. And finally, we can play with our lake again. That's awesome, right? At the end of this video, I hope you had some idea of what we can do to restore a sick lake. That's not all of it. A lot of scientists, including me, are working on finding a more effective tool and improving the existing methods. And you could also join us in protecting our lakes from being polluted.